Good morning. It's Sunday morning, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my goodness. Is this the last Sunday? Yes, this is no, we have one more Sunday left in January. Oh my goodness. And then we'll be in February. Wow. Yesterday was John's birthday. We had a wonderful day. And thank you everybody for all the wishes and presents. And it was just a great day. And yesterday I had a guest on my show who was very inspiring. It was a young lady who has only been in the business 23 months. And her second year, last year, she did 17 transactions. And I bring that up today because she was never afraid to take risks. Excuse me a second, I have to cough. Sorry about that. Anyway, she was never afraid to take risks. And I saw her try things, and if it didn't work, she'd try something else. And the one thing over and over and over again that I saw in her is that she was not afraid to fail. Because failure is really learning. You know, learners quit when they fail, and winners fail until they succeed. And after 23 months, I am here to tell you she is on her way to success. And I see other agents in our office doing the same thing, and I can just see success written all over their future because they try things, they stick to it. And my failures in my life have been because I quit too soon. You know, I got that entrepreneurial spirit, and I would start new companies and start a new idea. And for my failures in my life were the ones where I just quit too soon. And then 2 or 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later, I would see someone taking my idea, not that it was my idea, but taking the idea and succeeding with it because they just didn't quit. They didn't quit. And it's not like you continue to do the same thing over and over again. That's insanity. But if you don't quit wanting to achieve what you want in life, and that may take many, many twists and turns, as we always sometimes learn. That rhymes, I know, and it is from a poem, one of my favorite poems. And I just love listening to Denzel tell the story of how he almost quit in his life, but then he didn't. And about all the other people in life, like Thomas Edison. I mean, 1,000 times he tried to make that light bulb go on, and 1,001th time it did. So just a little inspiration this morning, something light, something short. It's about 10 minutes, and just connecting with everybody. And one thing that I want you to glean from this little video, it's 10 minutes, is always fall forward. What does that mean? You want to fall forward because you want to see what you're going to hit. Now that may sound like, well, what does she mean? What that means is keep going. Don't stop, don't quit, and always go forward with what your dreams are. You'll achieve them. Desire means you want it. You want it. Desire means want. Want in a way that you're not going to quit. If you want it bad enough, that's why they say you will get it, because you don't quit. So let's listen to Denzel. I will put away these little things here, and we'll solo him, and let's watch him.
I was 20 years old. I was at my lowest point. And then one day, and I remember the exact day, March 27th, 1975, I was helping my mother in her beauty shop. My mother owned a beauty shop up in Mount Vernon. And there was this older woman who was considered one of the elders in the town. And I didn't know her personally, but I was looking in the mirror, and every time I looked at the mirror, I could see her behind me, and she was staring at me. She just kept looking at me. Every time I looked at her, she kept giving me these strange looks. So she finally took the dryer off her head and she said something I'll never forget. First of all, she said, "Somebody give me a piece of paper. Give me a piece of paper." She said, "Young boy, I have a prophecy. a spiritual prophecy. She said, you are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. I began at Fordham University as a pre-med student. I took a course called cardiac morphogenesis. I couldn't read it, I couldn't say it, I sure couldn't pass it. So then I decided to go into pre-law, then journalism. And with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. I was a 1.8 GPA one semester, and the university very politely suggested that it might be better to take some time off. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. Fail big. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early on in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. Perfect role for me, I thought. So I'm in the wings, I'm about to go on stage, but the guy in front of me, he's singing like Pavarotti, and I'm just shrinking, I'm getting smaller and smaller. So they say, oh, thank you very much, and you'll be hearing from us. So I come out with my little sheet music, and so I assumed I didn't get the job. But the next part of the audition, he called me back. The next part of the audition is the acting part of the audition. So I'm like, hey, okay, maybe I can't sing, but I know I can act. So they pair me with this guy, and again, I didn't know about musical theater. And musical theater is big, so they can reach everyone all the way in the back of the stadium. And I'm more from a realistic, naturalistic kind of acting where you actually talk to the person next to you. So I don't know what my line was. My line was, well, hand me the cup. And his line was, well, I will hand you the cup, my dear. The cup will be there to be handed to you. I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. I prayed. I prayed, and I prayed. But I continued to fail, and fail, and fail. But it didn't matter, because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're going to get a haircut. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break. Last year, I did a play called Fences on Broadway. Someone talked about it. Won the Tony Award. But here's the kicker. It was at the Court Theater. It was at the same theater that I failed that first audition 30 years prior. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything except my faith. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. The point is, every graduate here today has the training and the talent to succeed. But do you have the guts to fail? while it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding. Because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. Keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Without commitment, you'll never start, but more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it was easy, there'd be no Kerry Washington. If it was easy, there'd be no Taraji Henson, P. Henson. If it were easy, there'd be no Octavia Spencer. But not only that, if it were easy, there'd be no Viola Davis. If it were easy, there'd be no Michael T. Williamson, no Stephen McKinley Henderson, no Russell Hornsby. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So, dreams without goals are just dreams. And they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. Don't confuse movement with progress. Remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. What are you going to do with what you have? I'm not talking about how much you have. Some of you are business majors, some of you are theologians, nurses, sociologists, some of you have money, some of you have patience, some of you have kindness, some of you have love, some of you have the gift of long suffering, whatever it is, whatever your gift is. What are you going to do with what you have? And it's not how much you have. It's what you do with what you have. We all have different talents. Some of you will be doctors, some lawyers, some scientists, some educators, some nurses. The most selfish thing you can do in this world is help someone else. Why is it selfish? Because the gratification, the goodness that comes to you, the good feeling that I get from helping others, nothing's better than that. Well, I have traveled the world, and I have spoke to millions of people. But that's not the most important thing, the success that I had. The most important thing is that what she taught me and what she told me that day has stayed with me since. I've been protected, I've been directed, I've been corrected. I've kept God in my life and it's kept me humble. I didn't always stick with him, but he always stuck with me. So stick with him in everything you do. If you think you want to do what you think I've done, then do what I've done. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Wow. That is so powerful. And there are so many things in there. You have to listen to this more than once. And today I've read this poem before and I'm going to read it again because it kind of applies to what Denzel Washington is saying. And this is an anonymous poem. I don't know who wrote it, but a long time ago, a friend gave it to me, and I'm talking a long time ago, probably 5 decades ago. I was in my 20s. And a girl in 1966, 67, um, a female out in the business world, unheard of, not respected, because I was a woman, a girl, actually. But here's something that somebody gave me because I was really determined. And I love this. I'm going to share it. So when I'm going to read it, I don't have it memorized. I probably should. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, and the road you're trudging seems all uphill, and when funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but do not quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, and as every one of us sometimes learns, many a fellow turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. So don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. And success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seems worse that you mustn't quit. Again, someone gave this to me. It's a nice little. You can put it on the wall and see it, and I look at it quite often. And I know that one of the things that I have learned from my failures is one of the reasons why I failed was because I wasn't consistent. So I preach consistency on a regular basis. Whatever you're doing, don't quit. Keep doing it. If you have the passion, if you have the love in your heart for what you're doing, you will succeed. You will find a way. Many, like the realtors I watch and the gal I interviewed yesterday, Erin, she's not a quitter. Many gals in my office, Teresa, Claudia, I just see them working hard all the time, and all the Buffini people, Deborah and Jennifer and Annetta. And I mean, I can go on and on and on and tell you that there's a group out there that is following this advice. They're not going to quit, and they're finding their voice. Jennifer says, never knew she was going to be so successful, but I knew. I could see it in her. And I see it on those people that show up at Buffini every week. And I see it in the girls that are out there doing open houses, and I can feel their passion. And I know with that passion, they are going to succeed. And just listen to Denzel a couple more times. There's so many things in there that are so relevant to what we're doing in this business, helping people. That's what we're doing. And we have to realize that we're helping people find the dream of their life. Their lifetime dream is to own a home. And then that's what better thing can you do for people than help them with that investment or that dream or that home? Love you all. Have a great Sunday. I'm going to go and chill out with my birthday boy, and see you tomorrow. Another week. Love you all. Bye-bye.